Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and we are back in Satisfactory again today. Dealing with a little bit of a tech issue this morning. I'm not sure what's going on. I think, and I'm not sure if you all saw it, but the timer, the countdown timer for my stream was acting a little bit funny. I feel like it was blinking. I don't know why it was blinking. And I think the time was accurate, but then it seemed to go by a lot faster than I thought. So either way, we're here now. We finished off yesterday on stream. The nitrogen gas is being packaged up at the nitrogen gas train station, but we have yet to unpack it back at Devastator. And so I've got to do that. And I have to figure out the, I guess, process of getting the empty canisters back either out of Devastator or out of the train station. I don't know yet if I should unpack the gas at the train station and bring a pipeline down the main bus, or if I should bring the canisters down and then have the gas be unpackaged down there. The problem is that we can't get rid of it. Like, it's always going to be a backlog. So I don't want to recycle the canisters, as in like destroy them, because then it's costing us aluminum. And as far as I know, you can't get rid of gas unless you package it and destroy it. So as of right now, I don't know how to do that. So it's not going to be a efficient line. It's going to be, I guess, an overflow line. We'll have to figure out what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to jump in and take a look there. As I mentioned the other day, there is a new episode of the Spawn Chunks out. That's the Spawn Chunks on YouTube or on your favorite podcasting app. And I've also been talking about that on social media. I'm Joel Duggan everywhere, very easy to find. And we do have a new episode of the Citadel Cafe in the hopper. It is about halfway edited, maybe even more than that. I just have a couple more things left to do on that show, and then that'll be out. And that's good. I was hoping to have it out last week because Daredevil Born Again premiered last Tuesday, and there was a new episode, I believe, last night. So I hope to have that out today or tomorrow. So keep your eye out for that on your favorite podcasting platform. So one of the things that I was looking at in my modeler was basically, this is a model of the gas, and the only thing missing from the design is the canisters. So I'm just going to load the game up here, and essentially each one that says 50, I'm not sure if is that big enough to see on screen, but each one of these has a 50 input for canisters, and we are doing that at the nitrogen gas train station, which is what this is happening over here. And then the hook train station potentially is unpacking, and you'll see that each one of these has a 50 empty canister output, and that matches the 50 input. So I didn't think there was a need to like illustrate this looping back around. So that's what's going to happen, essentially, at least as far as I know. I still am not sure where we're going to do all the construction for this. So first things first, I guess we'll go down here. I want to get back to the start of the main bus. So we have, I believe this is empty. So what I could do is I could run a pipeline in this space right here, but I only have room for one. I can't use this space for pipes because this is how we bring items up and down in between the bus lines. So I can't use that space. But we do have room for it. I just don't know if I want to replace one of my valuable belts with pipelines. And we could potentially have 3 pipelines. I just don't know if I need that much gas. Yes, if I go for like a pipe hole. See, if we wanted to add like a splitter or something, like if we were to bring in materials like this, right? And the way that I've got this set up is that it goes down. I guess that technically would go around it, wouldn't it? But then something on this side, it would go right through the pipe, right? And yes, I know we could kind of nudge them. Guess we have to do it on the ground first. So that, even right up against it, it still goes over the pipeline. So I couldn't have all three. I could have two, maybe. Or I could stack them vertically. I could have them like here. But even that's kind of pushing it as far as clipping and stuff. So it's not impossible if we have to bring in the gas. Because I thought what we could do would be to unpackage the gas here. Right? So we'll go over here. There's the space there. So we would unpackage the gas basically right there, bring it along on a pipeline, and then send it down the middle. And the thing about that is that the gas would have to go, we need it on both sides. It's potentially needed on both the left and the right. So having it in the middle would make the most sense. Even if I don't put it in the middle as a gas line, that's where the cases are going to go, the gas canisters. We're going to continue with that. So, the other thing we could do is just have the thing full of gas canisters and only unpackage the ones that we need. The problem then is, how do I get empty, like if we unpackage the gas in the factory, how do I get the empty canisters back to the main train station? I could make up a train, like I could have another train that does that. But train stations in the factory are just a huge pain in the butt, because I did not do 2 lines here. I've often thought that it would be good to have a train station at the back, having an exit. Like have a train station, you know, in either this area or this area, like here, but then have the exit be out the back and have like a 2-line come out the back. I may still end up having to change this into 2 lanes. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. And we also need to figure out where we're going to be making the next thing, which is the fused modular frames. So if I bring up my modeler again and we go down here, I think this is the most logical thing to make, because we are already making these, and then we just have to take the gas into that. And it's not a lot of gas. So we need 2 manufacturers. And I feel like it would be easiest to take the gas over to the modular frames. So the modular frames are being done over here. And they're currently not being sent back to the main bus yet. They're just going off to destruction in the back in a temporary sink. So we could very easily add more manufacturers on the second level here, and bring those up to match it. And then we just bring the gas up somewhere along here. I did toy with the idea of having a reverse main bus on this left-hand side here. But I don't know how I end it. Like, I don't know how we have some sort of bus line heading back in this direction, taking the canisters back. You know, like, we can't fit anything in here. I thought for a while it would have been smart to have like the bottom row go the other direction. But we could have it go down here, but the problem is once we get to the front of the base, I don't know where to take it. Like, I'm not sure where where we put it. So I feel like a train might be the best way. Could you do it the other way around? Unpack it under the storage and have a railway going in and out the back like a shortcut? If you go north from the storage building. Oh, you mean bring the train into the back altogether? Yeah. I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose of this giant train track that we just put in. I mean, it's good to have the infrastructure. We would just have to have another track that would leave out this way and connect up over there. But you're not wrong. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I also wasn't crazy about using one of these big train stations for just 2 items. The other option would be to double this up. And I saw your comment about putting the pipeline underneath here, and I just don't want it to be there. I think it would just look kind of dumb. Yeah, bringing it in the back might not be a bad idea. And then I only have to bring it over here, I guess. We do have a lot of room over here for additional train stations. Like, all of this is empty. I could take this all the way through. At the same level? It's too wide. Yeah, it's the same level. So originally I wanted to have pipelines come in through here, but we could easily change this to be train station entry. Yeah, I won't decorate it, but I feel like we could probably do that. Could have the train come in and go in this direction. And then this could actually be a useful train station. The idea here was to unload a couple of trains, to unload like a train for storage as well. Maybe we'll just have several. Because I could bring the aluminum and I could bring stuff in, and then the gas canisters would just have to come in. I'm not sure where we would put it. I don't know if I'm keeping these ramps either. They do tend to be in the way. Well, we'd have this space here. We could run them that way. You know, Sandy, that's a pretty good idea. That's a pretty good idea. And we could probably make the train follow this infrastructure. And then just head north. Sometimes turning things around is a better way. Yeah. So this is 3 wide. It would be kind of cool to have a different design here. Maybe doing like a 3 wide entrance. In case we ever needed the middle train to come straight out, you know, and connect to something. That could be kind of cool. like have one there and one potential there. I like that idea. I guess we brought the trains in here. It might make more sense to have the trains go this way. I feel like we need to rework our kind of staging area here. Okay, so if we brought this in, right-hand drive, we have a lane here. Outbound there. Design, give it like at least, how thick did I make this one? 2 or 3? Or 4, maybe? Yeah, it looks like 4. So we'll go at least 3. So it does give us plenty of room to go in this direction, and that gives 2, 3 bits of depth here, which is fine. So yeah, I think we just do 2 train stations next to one another. I feel like we're eventually going to have some sort of intersection here. I don't want it to be a roundabout, but we'll have to have some sort of cross section here, potentially going in both directions. All right, well, let's think about where we're going to build the manufacturers. I like these ones. I don't like the way they're being fed, but we can change that easy enough. Yeah, the inside is pretty slick. This is all done very well, so I'm not looking to redo that at all. And it's all hidden. Everything up here is nice and tidy. And so I think what we can do is, it looks like I had another floor here. Very utility though, like I hadn't really thought about going very high with that. Maybe we give ourselves a little bit of extra room. That's a little bit better. Plus then we can have 2 different floors. And so then we'd have manufacturers up on this level. And they would need... Oh, wait a minute. It's not a manufacturer, is it? It's a blender. It's a blender. Don't have enough computers. Okay. Fused modular frames, yeah. Computers are over here. Do I have a blender here just kicking around somewhere? Don't think I do. So we only need 2 of these, so we might as well make all of the things that need nitrogen gas in this floor. Right. So that needs nitrogen gas. And the other thing that needs nitrogen gas is the cooling device. And it needs a lot more. And that needs 3 blenders as well. Turbo motors. Like, we're getting down to like producing like 2 of each thing. And so it becomes a little bit easier. Not a lot of high volume. So that means there has to be unpackagers up here as well. So we can't just have this floor. We need to have the packagers and unpackagers up here as well. So that's probably what's going to be at the front. And then we have the unpackagers. We need 9 of these, I think. So like probably 5 there, 5 there. So they would receive the canisters, export the gas, send the canisters back out, which could also look cool kind of coming down the front here. So this whole area is going to be probably made into like a walking area where you're going to be able to see all kinds of stuff going up and down. I feel like that works. And then we've got, like I said, we've got this space over here to bring stuff up and down. I think that plan works, Sandy. I think that plan works. And then the only thing we need to bring over there is... what are these called? I don't like that the Satisfactory modeler doesn't like give you the information right when you click on it. Like, just, it's so dumb the way that they display information some of the time. I really don't like that about it. Heat sink. Heat sinks, which we're not making yet, and what's the other thing we have to bring over? Aluminum casings? Yeah, aluminum casings. But those are already done. Those are just... you can see them going down this way. Where are they? That's them right there. Yeah, definitely possible. Okay, well, let's then... I guess we've got more train to do. Because I can't do any of the timings or any of the belting until I know where things are coming from. So... I wonder if I can split that track into two. It's probably going to be the best way to do it. And I don't know how far we need to go out here. We could just line it up with this. I mean, we're above everything. We really don't have to go super far. We could just do a turn here. I also want to get back on the grid, the world grid, as best I can. Maybe that's probably a good shout there. I wonder if I should go and get that line and bring it straight down this way. I feel like it's going to be better to stay with Devastator, though, until we get clear of the structure. Let's do that. Nah, and that lines up with smashing into that. Maybe we need to go a little bit more tight to the building. Although really there's not much going on there. I wonder if it would be better to go just a little bit farther to the left and get around that. That's probably a good idea. Do I want to go all the way out there? That's kind of boring. I guess that's not bad. That's pretty good. Maybe we'll just go from here. I was not anticipating building another train line today, but here we are. Almost there. I didn't like going in behind that tree, so this also solves that problem too, doesn't it? It does solve that problem. I would say that's probably lined up there. And then to get back on the world grid. Oh, right. This is going to be off by a tad vertically. And I used that ramp increase to get back on the world grid. But we're below that anyway. I don't think... I'm not sure what we'd have to do to get back on that. The problems of having an old save. Things that you didn't know 3 years ago that matter. Or at least matter to me. I mean, it's such a small difference. Oh, I don't have any power out here. Whoops. Oh, I'm hearing something. Where's the... down there? I did not know this was here. Wow.
The effigy only sings when you compose.
I was not built to use organic components for communication. I am adjusting.
The effigies make a flow. You are not the current.
I am not sure what you mean. I do run on a current. I am a digital construct.
Little play on words. We could just make the drop to that on the curve, and I don't really know that it would be noticeable. Oh, am I below here or above? I guess I don't know. I guess I need to do this again. So I want to go down to it. So that's the level that I want. Yeah, okay. I did it right. So this is where I wanted to start. I want to go a little bit farther the other way. One, two, three. Is it just me, or are we in the nighttime now? We are, but it's only been, what, like a half an hour since I started? 40 minutes? I guess what I could do is I'll wait till the tail end of the nighttime and take a quick break. And that way we'll line up as best we can. Thanks, Sandy. So that... It is just kind of a pain in the butt to get all these things lined up. I guess that's fine. I'm thinking I probably want to be a little bit farther this way. The dark command didn't work. My streamer bot's open. I wonder what's going on. That's not good. It's enabled. That's really strange. Oh, good. Just one more thing that's not working today. Why is that? Yeah, it's odd. It was minimized, but that didn't make a difference before. Yeah, I know, but it's like I didn't change anything. That's the thing. I didn't mess with StreamerBot. I didn't change any actions. I didn't mess with Twitch settings. There should be no reason why StreamerBot is just not working. I'll try closing it and opening it again. Shouldn't be a problem. Nothing. It's showing people in chat, like it's showing me everyone that's here today. I don't know why my triggers aren't working.
Your Fixit employee monitor camera feed is frozen. Please ensure the monitor feed is live at all times.
That one worked.
Do you find working in the dark more efficient, or did you simply forget that light exists?
That worked, but it sounded weird. I'm not sure why they don't sound the same. I don't know. When in doubt, turn it back on and off again, I guess. I'll try one more.
While the human eye struggles in low visibility, continuing to work in complete darkness does not impress anyone.
There was less echo, but it also sounded muddy. But that's not how they used to sound. I don't know. I mean, I can re-record them easy enough and make them all consistent, but we're almost at the end of the nighttime, so I'm just going to grab that quick break. I know it's a little bit early, but I think it will line us up better with the breaks being in the darkness. Not that it matters when we're outside working on Rails. It's kind of easy to see then. But anyway, folks, if you are new to the channel, I take a break once an hour. Gives me a chance to zap the coffee, reheat it, and you can grab a friend, let them know that we're streaming, and I will be right back. At least this will take us right back to where we were working. Otter, Fight Cotter, hello. How's it going? Hope you're having a good day. We've sorted out technical issues on stream and technical issues in game. It is starting to feel kind of like a little city though as we drive through here. It's pretty cool. I'm doing well. I could deal without some of the seasonal allergies that I'm dealing with right now, but other than that, we're doing all right. I guess there's no real way to do this without I can't really bring a train out here yet. So unfortunately, these builds, so this, the Water Factory, Megatron, and Devastator are all on the same grid, and then everything else is on a different one. I never checked my assemblers to see if I fixed that issue. I guess I just have to go this way for a spell to see if I like where I'm at. It's always weird walking out when there's nothing there. So my original plan to come out this way which I thought was boring, turns out to be what we're doing anyway. Either way, we're going to have to come up to connect to that. It's probably going to be easiest to connect on the straight. I'm wondering if I should just take that angle over there out farther. I feel like that's a little bit too close to the cliff. Oh, and that's a curve, not an angle. Okay. Apparently lots of people have allergies have been flaring up. 'Tis the season? Yeah, it is. That switch from winter to spring. Totally. It's a beautiful day here today, actually. I've got the windows open. Right, so I can't really go off at an angle here and have it look good. So the idea would be to come along here and then probably at this junction, head off in a different direction. Or here. I think this might make more sense over this way. And that looks center. Yeah. So then you just go off in that direction. But we'd also have to get on to this side too. And that's why I think it might be better to have an actual T-junction. I guess I could have it just curve across. That's fine. I think I mentioned this before, but I do find it easier to often work kind of like backwards, like start at where you want to start, then go to where you want to end it, and then kind of work your way to find the midpoint. I feel like that's a better distance. And then it's just a matter of how far past this rock do we want to make the curve. So we're aiming for here. Hey Nookie, how's it going? Day's been pretty good. Didn't get as much editing done this morning as I wanted to, but I mean that's kind of no surprise there. Alright, so from here we're going to go in that direction. I never know exactly how to get this to line up right. I guess that'll do. I find sometimes I end up being too precious about this kind of stuff. Oh, this is powered. I can switch to my hover pack. That'll make things a little bit easier. So I guess we'll go at least 5 back. Ah, see, that's what I didn't want to have happen. So we need to be farther out to the left. Right? And even then, I probably want to be a good 10 foundations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Because that's where the next hover track will go. Oh. That might work. No. Still has to go to this one. I had it right the first time, because we'll want to put the intersection here. There to there. I think that looks pretty good. And then the subtle height difference, we can just go from one hover track to the next, I guess. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, hey, that works out well. That. Now, whether or not this will work on a curve, I don't know. We may have to nudge this up a little bit. No power. No power. I feel like we need a hotkey for switching from one to the other. Also, I just saw that. It's a little crazy how OP the biofuel is in the jetpack. Making that jump, knowing what it's like to play this game early game, is kind of bananas. And making it again is... There we go. Early game is super fun with biofuel? Yeah, I agree. Should be able to make that, I think. Man, my voice is really going. Now, the question is, will that look good? That might curve a little bit too fast. Should be okay. I might want to move that just one little notch forward. It's still a steeper incline than I thought. Also, why is this? This should not be here. Yeah, this feels like it goes up before it goes down. They're not exactly parallel. Don't exactly know what to do there. So this gets us on the world grid. So connecting back up to Devastator should not be hard at all. You know, I'm not usually tempted to start over in games like this, but there are some times when you kind of get to a point in Satisfactory where you kind of wish you knew everything that you knew up to tier like 7 or 8 and then start over again. There's even a few things that I'd like to know beyond where I am now, you know? Alright, this is going to back up a bit. Basically need this center. Yeah. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should work. Things that you can't change, like building off world grid. Yep. Although the thing is, with when you're building on world grid or off world grid, it really limits your creativity around the landscape. Specifically with nodes and resource collection. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons I added trains, is because it allows you to do things off grid. But I really feel like the resource thing, if all the resource nodes were just like on the 1 meter grid, I feel like everybody's lives would be a lot easier. All right, so we want to have tracks coming out of here. This would be a special experiment, I guess. I'm going to say this is probably the last section of the build. We've got, how many do we have here? $20. So 1, 2, 3. I want to go a little bit farther than that. I guess this is going to be a T section, isn't it? So I can go in both directions. This should probably be as tight as it can possibly be, and then we can probably structure this tower to work together with this. I'm okay with that. And that way, if we ever needed to take things out straight, we could. So I guess we'll just keep this tight like this. I don't know whether having these things so close together makes sense. I guess it does. We've done it elsewhere. Yep. $17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. So that'll take care of that. And then how do we want to handle this? Probably the same way. So I think I've mentioned this before, but having a hotbar with like some color swatches and all the train parts that you need, blueprints, really does making rails a lot easier. It's going to be a little bit funky because it's going from 2 wide to 3 wide, so it's not going to be a perfectly symmetrical situation. And then we just need to connect the straights. Yeah. So this is, I guess, going to be like our specialty train drop-off. Okay. Going out. Block signal going out. And I guess this also goes here. And then a path signal going in. I'm not even sure what my default build is. I've been doing these. I'm not really paying much attention to what my default is. I guess it's bare metal? Yeah. What is that? Oh no, that was chrome, wasn't it? Carbon steel, sorry. Yeah. $11, $12. This is going to be too close. It's only 7. $31. So I'll do 10, a 10, and a 9. This should be 9. I'm just that good. Not like you've built railways before. Yeah, it's after a couple of times you start to get the pattern starts to kind of come into your head as to how it all works. In a way, it's good to have multiple options, because once you have trains running around the world, they're going to want to take the shortest route, and if you can get one train out of the way of another train, you're probably going to be happier for it. Except for when they add junctions when there doesn't need to be a junction. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess that's fine. Try not to have them too close together. Ever so slight height change. Now, this is a long stretch. I'm assuming it's at least 50. Maybe not. Yeah, probably. $50, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 61. 5 and a bit. So we'll go with a short one here. What's the closest multiple of 12? 48 and then 60. So really I just have to do 11 here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now this should be 11. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Dang it, I did the wrong way. 13, 14. So I need to add 1 to each of these. Should be, they're basically, I try to do it so that there's 11 between each one. Right, okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess I could move that back and have it be a more gentle curve. Oh, wait a minute. I'm only moving this by 1. Oh, crap. It's not showing me the number. I hate it when it does that. Show me the number. Easy enough. I'll just do this. That actually worked out really well. Saves yourself a lot of time just by doing a little bit of counting and planning. And I find using the paint process to streamline things is really helpful too. Please reach. Yes. I wonder if I build too fast, I wonder if that's what gives me those junctions where like the other rail on the right hand side is still being constructed, like it's still warping in. Yeah. See how it shows up there? But now it doesn't because that's complete. I wonder if that's the bug. So I think one of the reasons I'm decent at this is that when I used to have to do comics, when I was drawing comic panels, yeah, look at that. One of the things that you have to do is like divide certain spaces up in equal chunks and including like spaces for gutter width. So it's like that with design too, for like web design and all that kind of stuff. So I just have a pretty good, idea and ability. I guess Minecraft helps with this too. When you're dealing with like a finite number of measurements, like you can't go sub a certain like block width, or in this case foundation. I mean, you can, but it gets really messy. Being able to subdivide and figure like common denominators and stuff, I think it works out really well. So additional train line achievement unlocked. Now all we have to do is just get rid of this stuff. Oh, I also have to do the train signals. So I guess for this one we could do blocks. And then this is going to be a path signal. Actually, I guess I could just do that closer too, couldn't I? And then just have to change this to a path signal. There you go. It's weird, but when you see the red on the back of the path signal, it's actually good. Actually what you want. They read as no entry until a train approaches. And then you're good to go. And I don't think I need to add... That's a long block here, but there's not much else we can do there. What's the latest time of day when you drink coffee? I'm pondering about an espresso, but it's 6:30 already. Oh, yeah, I don't do coffee after 5 if I can help it. Usually 3. Like, this is my last cup of the day. I mean, I'll be nursing it probably the rest of the afternoon, but it's 2:30 for me right now. I usually, if I really want to stay on the ball, if I really want to make sure that I'm not over-consuming, then I have 2 cups, and I mean like normal cups, not like Starbucks size grandes. Like, 2 cups for me in the morning is about 500 mils. And that is with breakfast. And then I have another 2 cups with lunch. And if I'm wanting to be careful, that's it. I stop there. In the wintertime, when it's dark and it's cold, I will very often have 1 around 3, depending on how my day is going. But yeah, I tend to try and keep it to just the 2 servings. It's not the end of the world, but I 100% do sleep better with less coffee throughout the day. I do not function great with no coffee. Plus, I just like it. I don't really feel like I'm dependent on it. It's part of a ritual, I think. MindTripMedia coming in with the double whammy. 36 months at tier 3, the top tier for 3 years. Can we get some love in chat from MindTripMedia? Thank you so much, my friend. Not just for here, but also for the support and the kind words and everything that you do, and the other things that I do, like the Spawn Chunks podcast and the Citadel Cafe. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you ever so much. And then on top of that, 100 bits. Because MindTripMedia would not be MindTripMedia without 100 bits dropped in chat upon arrival. Which, again, is just mind-blowing to me, the consistent support. Thank you ever so much. I really, really appreciate it. Cheers, my friend. Uh-oh. It's also dark. Right. Delete these and we'll grab a train. So you can see here the transition from one grid to the other, but once we get these foundations out of the way, you'd never notice. So trains are a good way to get from one grid to another. Definitely. Not impossible with belts, but depending on how you're styling your belt highways, it could be a little bit challenging. So our breaks today are a little bit off the hour just because of the way that the night cycle worked out in game. Again, if you're new to the channel, then by all means, buckle up. We're going to go on a little bit of a break train ride, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. We are behind. I guess there was a traffic jam early on. Thank you, Sandy. There's lots of trains going this way and that. I wonder how easy it would be to increase these lanes later on. Now that we have another destination, I could add a different route to the break train, although that would end up being probably too long. I do like the idea of having video on the breaks. I want to create some like aerial pass-throughs on the Minecraft build and have them play when we're on Minecraft breaks rather than the static screen. I think we're doing okay for supplies. Getting a little bit low on concrete, but nothing too crazy. It's cool how the color of the water around here changes when you get up close to the shore. It's really pretty over in the other Spire coast. But it's also hard to build there. Yeah, the trains going everywhere is fun. I think, too, it'll help us with when we have more resources to bring in from over here. The infrastructure is going to be in place, which will be nice. I don't know how this is going to work out with our policy of like every second train having the or every second platform having the signals. Hopefully it'll work out. It's funny, like, it's hard to envision what these are going to look like, because when you build them with these 16-meter wide concrete platforms, you can't see through them. And so it's not until you remove the concrete that you go, oh yeah. Is that right? That's right. It's like, it feels a lot lighter and a lot cooler when you can see down around them. This doesn't feel all that interesting or cool, right? Is anybody else to the train level in their Satisfactory world? I guess that comes in pretty early now. I should probably leave some of these in place. Maybe we'll just do this. I can always pull up from the Devastator grid, I guess. So my thought here is just to have some singles for now until I can come up with a design for a larger blueprint. I hope this looks okay. Yeah, I think that's enough. Support looks like it's hovering. Oh, what am I out of? Quartz. Let's just grab those from in here. Or do I have that? I probably don't. Nope. For once, we're right next to the storage. Batsy, hello, welcome in. This place is such a mess. And that should be it. I was like, what am I standing on? Nice. That's done. And now we just have to decide where we're going to be putting, I guess, the walls over here. I was giving myself quite a lot of room. Maybe we'll just go with 2 wide. This is actually the edge of the base. Okay, so this should be the wall. leaves this as the tunnel, and that's fine. Gives us at least 3. So really the first train station should be there, and then any subsequent train station should be beyond that. And I think I just need to commit to having a platform at this level, at least when it comes to back here. I'm going to go with 2 though. I think it'll give us more options later. So those parts are going to have to come over here. That does give us enough room to kind of squirrel them out, although it's not the best. They're going up here, so we might actually bring them up in this floor. This was designed to be a logistics floor, and that could actually work out quite well. I feel like that's probably going to stop at around that part. Still gives us some room in here. The unfortunate thing about trains is just it takes so much room to turn them around. It's the one issue with putting them inside the base like this. So what we might have to do is designate some space along here for an exit line, have everything go in this way and then out in that direction. That could be okay. And don't exactly know how far to push this, so we'll go to here. Oh, that's going to create... Yeah, it's going to make one of those things I don't want there. It'll have to be there for now. Eventually, I'll probably keep this track straight once I get rid of the hypertubes, and then we'll put those turning signals down here further. So this is going to be this lane. And we have to turn to here. So I guess the tightest we can make it is probably there. That doesn't give a lot of room. All right, so that's our exit track. And so everything else should go off of that. So a new train station. Have to be... That's really tight, but I think still doable. I would probably prefer to have it over there. Yep. And then subsequent train stations, we just have to line up next to that. And I don't know how many cars I need either. We can always move the train stations down. That's not a big deal. I feel like we're gonna want to have this be the closest. I wish we could put empty platforms down before stations. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 4 cars. And we just double those up and go from there. Oh, I guess I will have to go a little bit off. Don't remember if I did that last time or not, but we'll do it this time to save some space. Sure. And then this should just come into here. And then we'll just do the same thing along here. That is actually in the wrong spot. It's actually here. And for this, I guess we'll just have to put in some intersection stuff. Right. This is what I mean, it just takes so much space to turn these guys around. Because then all the trains have got to have this exit loop. And this might not be far enough now that I look at it. No, probably not. Nuts. Yeah. How can we get this? That's 3. Darn it, I think I put these too close to the exit track. It's a pain in the butt. Yep, I should have built this first. So it's weird that we can connect this to here no problem. But then I can't connect these guys. Now I can. Alright, so that's the right space then. It's just that this is going to get farther down. The King Nebbit. Hello, welcome in. Thanks for the lurk. Appreciate it. Alright, this is all wrong. That's annoying. This has to go to... guessing there. That should work. Okay. Let's just see if this all works out at the end here now. One, two, three, 2, 3. 2, 3. There's the exit loop. What am I doing? I had this completely hooked up correctly the first time. Goes out. It's the inbound here. I was hooking these up to the wrong inbound. So this should go the other direction. Oh no, wait, that was right. I guess it doesn't really matter which way we cut it. We're going to be coming or going from a track that has to cross everything. Switch to left-hand side in the middle of the track. I could. You can do like a Y junction. I could do that if we wanted to. Like I could come in here and have that be a strange connection. Like we would have the room to snake this around. Two, three, four, 5. So right now, that's what it's going to look like. And then we just have to have a path signal here. And then we'll have block signals here. That was weird. Did that turn the whole thing? I guess because that doesn't have any issues. We're going to have to do some sort of closed loop in order to make that work. Block has conflicting entry signal types. Block, path, block. That worked. And then these just need to get connected. So the issue out here is going to be that this doesn't connect to anything. So I'm wondering if I remove these. No. If I remember correctly, I think I had to loop it in order to make it work. So let's try that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't remember what the smallest circle is. I think it's 6. Might be 5. Too much clipping. Maybe if I do a 45 here. I seem to remember this from the roundabout. Seems like it's kind of big. I wonder if I could make it smaller. No, I guess not. Ah, close. It's weird how that got combined into one track. I think I'm just causing myself all kinds of problems. Oh, I was trying to connect 4 rails, yeah. I think they need to change the color of some of the diagrams that they give you so that you can know exactly what's going on. How do I want to do this? think that's about as tight as we're going to be able to make it. Yeah, it works for now. The problem is working for now often means that this thing is going to be sitting here forever. That solved the problem? Doesn't look like it even solved the problem, although I guess I removed some of my block signals, didn't I? Signal loops into itself. I guess until it's a continuation, it just has to be blocks. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Why? Weird. Well, that worked. Did it not? So why was this causing a problem? Yeah, that shouldn't be the case. Like, I should be able to... You'd want to be able to section that off, but for some reason it won't let me. Yeah, that ruins everything, but if I remove it, then everything works. Doesn't make any sense at all. Huh. That's really weird. Alright, well, whatever. Alright, final bit. We have to put in these guys. I think this is going to work out. We will ask what was past Joel thinking? It would be the first time. What I don't like about tracks in terms of your design is that you have to have these block signals everywhere. And unfortunately, they don't look like the sci-fi stuff I want. There's only one way to do it. I wish that there was options to have like a futuristic block signal. Oh. That's because it's not connected there. That's what's going on. Something funky. The track is physically not... Oh, yeah. Okay. That was, I guess, a good indication as to what was going on. Let's pull this out from here. Let's just delete that for a second. Wonder if I built it too quickly and had one of those other errors before. See, now that works. So there was obviously something wrong with the placement of the rail. I guess good to know. When in doubt, if anybody has that happen to them, just delete the tracks. Or test drive it. I'm glad we fixed that though. Good. Okay, so that allows them to come in through here. I guess I'm going to use this train station. I'm not sure whether I should just try to fill this place with train stations for future proofing. Not like I can get more things in here. It would not be a bad idea, I guess, to have more. Need more plastic. Thinking about which train station is going to be the one for the minerals that we need. I feel like it's kind of going against my... Oh, that's not plastic. Where... Ooh, do we not have plastic? We might have to go get plastic. I think there's some on the train. I wanted to have everything come in through this main bus. I wanted to have everything come in through one area to be able to track it and have it all make sense. So I don't want to get into too much happening at the back, because it then starts to feel like, I don't know, against the original design, maybe? Yeah, it would be nice to have the signals be lower and not as obvious. I agree. I guess that's something that can be done with mods, but like I don't have the skill set to do all that kind of stuff, so then you're left with what other people come up with, which can be cool, but it would be neat if Satisfactory ended up releasing almost like texture packs like Minecraft does, where it takes some of the designs and streamlines them and stuff. That could even be cool for people that have a hard time with the performance of the game, if they were like simpler factory parts. That could be cool. Don't think I want to go this far. That doesn't leave a lot of room, so I think we can only fit 3. This is the other thing I find kind of silly, is that you have to put the block signal like right up next to the train too. Well, you do when you're packing them this tight, I guess I should say. Two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So obviously things are not looking very nice in here, but this is all temporary anyway. And this is going to get backed up to here. Loops into itself. Oh, I see. Right, because this is all one block. Okay. So we're almost there. We'll need to have 2 freight cars.
Do you find working in the dark more efficient, or did you simply forget that light exists?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the reminder. Yes, time to take a break. And we're going to have to, I guess, give this a test. There might be a train already out there. Cool. I'm going to take another short break, folks. I will be back in about 5 or 7 minutes. Well, that was a little bit messy. I also think that this tried to take some stuff, maybe? No. Also, I don't think I knew that I had this much plastic down here. That's good to know. Is that what these are? Yeah. And the dark's kind of a weird dark color. Okay. Guess we'll just drive back. Do I want? I might as well bring some more plastic with me if I'm going to do that. Might as well. Thanks, SweetSandi. The only downside, I guess, about expanding the train network is that now I've got to find a better loop that matches the brake timing. Fill the pockets, yeah, totally. That's right, if we drive back manually, I can take the shortcut. I'm just realizing that some of the audio today has been like skipping. And I'm wondering if it's like something on my PC side. Like to me the waterfall sounded like it had like a stutter to it. So this was the train that I had set up for the nitrogen. So we'll take this, I guess, into, or how are we going to get this into the base? I might just have to loop it in temporarily. I guess that's one downside. We don't really have a worldwide train network. We kind of have like 2 lines, I guess. Because they don't really connect. Honestly, it's probably going to be easier just to rebuild this up here. That's fine. We can do that. I remember when the storage room was the tallest thing around here. That get everything? Yep. mean, we have to call it Nitro Train, right? Like, that has to be the thing. Normally, I would look up a Decepticon train name, but I think Nitro Train fits the bill. And that's Nitrogen Devastator. And then we also have nitrogen gas somewhere. There it is out there. We should be able to create this loop. And then we also have to take the gas out of here. And this was the level that we were doing our unpackaging on, just because it gave us enough room over these. Have a little bit of design. So this is our logistics floor, and it's just a little bit higher than this one, but that's okay. We can probably deal with that. No problem. And I don't remember which one is which at the other station. I want to say empty fluid tank. So I want to say that these are the empties. So this is going to be load, and this is going to be unload, if I remember correctly. Should have made that 2 meters. Do I want to go up or down? I guess. Yeah, we'll leave it there. And then the reverse for this one. I guess I could have nudged these farther along to have them line up. It's kind of annoying that they're off center by one. Again, that's the thing, like I kind of wish that if they're going to design these to be 2 blocks, like why are the outputs not like in the center of the foundations? It could be such a simple fix on the developer side. So this is going to be inputs and outputs going along here. Yeah, I think that'll work. So this is going to be nitrogen gas. And this is going to be empty. Oops. Empty fluid tank. Which is misleading because it's not an empty fluid tank. It's an empty fluid and or gas tank. And so we have to have 9 packagers unpacking all of these. And this is not a lot of room. What do these need? Only 2, I think, right? Heavy modular frames and aluminum casing. Alright, that's enough room to do that, because the gas we're going to do up top. Word Nerdify, tier 1 sub. Thanks very much. 32 months. Holy crap. That's incredible. Oh, I should put these back in the train. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So we're going to move these down. That's the middle there. This is, I didn't build this as wide as I should have. So that's the middle. And then the blender is going to go, I guess, this way. They're not as big as a manufacturer, so I can give us more room. I think that makes sense. But then this will probably go here. So we only need 9, but 10 will look nicer. We'll just underclock a couple. And that goes to there. So these will probably loop down. I don't know whether to do this as a blueprint or whether I should do this just on its own. I mean, it feels like it's probably going to be a little bit more single use. Maybe we should just do it on its own. This is going to have to go into 3 pipes. We don't need all of these. What am I doing? We only need 37.5. We don't need all of these. That would be if I was unpackaging the entirety of what's coming in. I don't know if I want to do that. Or if I do that, maybe I want to do it a lot closer and just have the gas go around in other places. Yeah. Maybe what I should do is have the packaging and unpackaging happening here. It's just so much to think about. Because if this is coming in, we could just have this go straight into an unpackaging floor and have the empties go immediately straight over there rather than going all the way over there and all the way back. Then I just have to bring the gas over there. Or in any other direction that it's needed. But then the question is, am I going to doing all of my gas production here? The other thing that needs these is cooling system. That's going to be done elsewhere. If I wanted to bring the motors down, I guess I could do that too. So many components to think about. I think that corner currently open. Yeah. So we could bring motors over here and heat sinks over here. I think it's going to make more sense to have the packaging and unpackaging happening here. But I guess the issue there is like, well, why didn't I just do it at the other end? I feel like it's going to be better to have... Man. This is where it gets hard to kind of like imagine all of the spaghetti. Because we need to have containers going back. If we're not consuming all of the containers, then only some of the containers are going back. But that's okay, because then we're only consuming and filling the containers that we need. I need to make 2 fuse modular frames. And 3 cooling devices. I think that still makes sense. It's not that far. So we have to have 2 lanes here for the fuel and the nitrogen gas. That's the input. And And this is the output. So we'll have to have... They'll have to be stacked here and come across the other way. That might also be the same height as the ceiling. Yeah. Cool. So that will work there. So then we'll have the inputs here. And then outputs here. And then just repeat that on the other side. And then coming out here will be the pipeline. And I'll go down that way, I think. Are you a cook, Nookie? You like to cook? I like to cook as well. I don't do a lot of different stuff, but I do enjoy it. Lately I've been trying to master baking bread, and I've not been super successful at it. So that's going to work coming up here. We need 2 on one side and 3 on the other. Blender. And so this is going to need gas coming up top. I guess we could take the gas down below too if we wanted to. Run it along the ceiling. I kind of like the idea of having the pipes up here though. I guess it depends on how we want it to look. We could also do like a floor hole. Not sure whether floor holes are still messy or not. It's kind of a cool look. Or do we prefer the right angle? I guess that looks a little bit better. It sort of looks like an elephant. More concrete required. Baking bread was always on your list? Cool. It's actually cheaper to get HelloFresh? Wow. I think it was around the same, but grocery prices in Canada are terrible. And I didn't do HelloFresh. I did Chef's Plate for a while last winter, and it was okay. Everything tasted fine, but I did not find that they were accurate with the nutritional information on it. And I found getting meals with enough protein were not good. They're fine for the average person that wasn't very active, but I train a lot, so it was not quite enough for me. I feel like that'll work. What do these need? Gas and then motors and things. Okay. I feel like that'll work. I also have this corridor here that we could use to bring things up and down from the main bus if we need to. Casings, heavy modular frames. Thank you very much, Sandy. Appreciate the heads up. What do we like better, chat? Do we like the idea of having the floor holes? Or do we think it would be better to have like a pipe running down, so it would look, I guess, like this? Kind of like that. With the floor holes, looks cleaner. And then we could do other things, like we could also have like stuff like this. You know, if we wanted to have something that was like that. Or a beam or some sort of frame or anything like that. It doesn't make a lot of sense to do that over here. And we wouldn't necessarily need the support. I guess the thing here is that it hides the lifts. Whereas here you'd be able to see them. Yeah, that does look cooler, doesn't it? Do we like the non-right angle at all? We can go for a 45. If only there was a three-way connection for pipes. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like if this would just like automatically smooth itself over. Yeah. Agreed. Oh, the Nookie. Was Nightbot, did Nightbot think you were being dirty? That's funny. I actually don't mind the darker pipes. Even though they're supposed to be doing gas. Well, not that one. I think it's probably between the right angle. And honestly, what is this going to be putting out? Unpackaged nitrogen gas. This is only going to be a Mark 1 pipe anyway. It looks a little bit wobbly. That's what I don't like about it. It's just there's a little whoosh. I wonder if that's the floor hole position. That seems straighter. Yeah, I think we maybe ditch this idea and go with a floor hole that's just a little bit farther away. Yeah, I think we go with that. I think unpainted. Cool. So then we can bring everything up there. Just have to split it through there. And then the other stuff we'll have to bring in down the other end. Curves nice over the exit thingy. The floor lift, the conveyor lift. Should be able to use this as well. Nice. Okay. Really gonna be pretty straightforward, I guess. I guess we have to do the inputs here. And that's just gonna come to here. Packaged. We could just take this out of the top. I guess it doesn't really matter. That's the exit, and this has to have 2 coming out. Oh, did I put that too close? I put that too close. Whoops. I forget that this is going to be down here. That's annoying. Is that? Doesn't line up. Why does that not line up? It sticks so far out. That's straight. Okay. Just very visually deceptive. But anyway, I think that's where I need to wrap things up for today. We're getting there. We are kind of working both ends of the process at the same time. So we do have the new train line going in, which is great. 2 of them, actually. And we also have new train stations in here. We're also looking at doing both the cooling systems and the fused modular frames here, and I don't know where they're going, but we've got lots of room to take them out in this direction, probably for turbo motors and other things. And even though the packaging and unpackaging is not happening immediately next to the train station, I think it'll do well to have it done here, and then the exports will just be taken back and sent back to the nitrogen well. So it should work as a closed loop, I hope. Pretty happy with the decisions here. I feel like what we need to do now is flush out the floors in here. Like, I've got all these framing bits around, and I think I need to just make a decision. This is definitely going to move. I have to move all this up to a better floor, which the idea was to have it all the way up here, right? So that when we were in our storage room, one of the things that would be benefit to us would be a nice big window that we could look out over the factory. And I think I like this better than being down there. So moving everything up here would be good. The logistics floor, and that would then free up this weird kind of janky, where is the floor, what level are we on sort of stuff. And I feel like I could probably improve a little bit of the way that this is working. Don't know what's happening with those fluid buffers either. Anyway, it's one of those projects where the more complicated it gets, the longer it takes to complete each phase. So I don't always feel super accomplished at the end of each stream, but I guess we did spend a lot of time getting the hover track sorted. I think one thing I should do on a shorter stream is just connect this down to there, so that we have like a way out and left, as well as a way out and right out the back here. I think that'll benefit everything that we're doing right now. And I can get rid of this then, and get rid of this track and move all this stuff. So anyway, we are getting there slowly. If anyone has any recommendations for a raid in chat, by all means, let me know. Preferably Satisfactory, but I'm happy to send y'all onto Minecraft if that's what's happening. Let me just see who's live here. Oh, is Total streaming? Perfect. We'll raid Total Clips. Folks, it's always so much fun to hang out with you. I'm glad that people were taking an interest in Satisfactory today. Good to see all the regulars. Hope you're having a good week so far. It is Wednesday? Wednesday, yeah. So I'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, 1 p.m. Atlantic. That's UTC minus 3 hours right now. So check it out. I am also on Patreon if you'd like to support the stream. Patreon.com/JoelDuggan. Podcasts are free. Look my name up on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else that you get a podcast. I have 2. The Spawn Chunks is about Minecraft, and the Citadel Cafe is all about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. That's going to be it for me. Thanks so much to SweetSandi for moderating, to Word Nerdify, again, for that fantastic 32 months, for MindTripMedia for the incredible 36 months at Tier 3. I really, really appreciate the support today. Thanks ever so much. Bye for now.